Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the best in esports. Today we have StarCraft Brood War, the Shinhan Winners League, STX Seoul versus KT Rolster. This is set 7, Flash versus Bogus. And KT Rolster just getting super cocky, honestly, in my opinion. Usually in the Winners League you kind of throw your worst players up first to see how well they can do, and then if they lose you throw in a little bit better players and better players. So really, I guess not doing too much of an unstandard strategy against STX Seoul, but honestly putting Flash off for that long, I don't really like that move at all. They put a bunch of people in. You know, Violet obviously started out for KT. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because it is set 7, so if you haven't watched any of the sets before this, then, well, I guess that's your fault. But there's both coaches, the KT on the right and the STX on the left. But as I was saying, they waited, put Violet up. Violet ended up losing in set 2, I believe, or set 3, and then they put some other people up, and they kept losing, and they were ahead. And honestly, they could have won fairly easily, but now we're in set 7. So whoever wins this wins the entire match. This is going to be a TVT on Mancha Flash versus Bogus. And at the top right as the yellow Terran we have Bogus, and at the bottom left as the red Terran we have Flash. There's Bogus with his optical glasses that allow him to micro his Marines 20% more effectively. And there's Flash without them, although he has his Bacardi Sweat that he always drinks, as all the other Pro League players do. But it has special abilities for Flash, allows him to macro twice as fast as every other player. Anyways, both players going for a block off at their forward position. Rax going down. 2 SCV scouts, it looks like, out for Flash, and finally 1 SCV scout going out for, 2 SCV scouts going out for Bogus, 1 going out for Flash, and Bogus now has a Marine out as well. It looks like Bogus is scouting for any type of cheese. He's kind of worried about that on this map, as we do see cheese sometimes. This is a fairly new map, has replaced Grand Line SE. That Marine's going to be able to attack that bunker from the high ground, and until there's 2 Marines out, he's really not going to be able to do anything. But Bogus reinforcing with another Marine, so it's 2 Marines versus 2 Marines. That SCV might be able to get picked off, and it looks like Bogus might be pushing in here. Flash might have to lift up that barracks, which he does, and he's going to have to move it backward away from that ramp. And so pretty even build for both players, pretty much a mirror matchup. However, Bogus has done a little bit of early damage. Flash frantically putting a bunker at his front. It's going to finish just in time, and Bogus is not going to be able to get up here. However, the damage has been done. He's had to lift up that barracks. In the long game, it's not going to really matter that much, but as of right now, Flash in a little bit of I wouldn't call it trouble, but he's just a little bit behind, slightly, ever so slightly. Nothing very huge at all. Bogus building a forward factory, and I didn't see a factory for Flash, so this could be absolutely terrible for Flash. Something just got canceled in the base. Flash is going to be able to see this with that SUV. Don't know what it was. I don't think the observer showed exactly what that was. Bunker going out the front for Bogus. Flash looking a little bit flustered, man, and he does not want to win against or lose against Bogus, because Bogus, as I said in one of my earlier casts, is a relatively new player, and you know, Flash, the best player in the world, cannot lose against such a newbie. It's going to be kind of like Bisu versus Taza, and Taza actually beating Bisu as like a 15-year-old. His first matchup, he was 1-0 and beat the best player in the world. Bisu at that time was ranked #1 by K-Spot. Machine Shop going down on that factory, and we have a starport now. Flash has landed that barracks. Don't exactly know if it's in range of that factory, but he does have 2 Marines there. He's definitely going to scout it now. Sees that the factory and the starport are going out. Might be able to pick off the SCV, and he is able to, so that starport is going to be a little bit delayed. Don't know if Bogus does have another SCV to go build that up. Machine Shop now up for Flash as well on his factory. He did go for 2 factories rather than a starport here. Marines engaging, and Bogus is going to be a little bit ahead, but no, maybe not. Bogus is a little behind, actually. His Marine has like 2 less hit points, but here comes a Marine from Bogus. Not really the best micro, though. He's going to lose that Marine fairly quickly, and he's going to have to do something to deal with this Vulture. Starport's still going up, but this SCV is going to get picked off. This Starport is not yet up. It looks like we have a Vulture possibly or a tank being built in that factory by Bogus, but this is really, really unstandard TVT play. Bogus just putting on some early pressure. Wouldn't really call this cheese. It's just really, really early pressure. And like I always say, that is what you need to do versus Flash, because once Flash gets on 2 bases or more, he is just such a hard force to contend with. He's really, really difficult to beat just simply because he has those types of macro skills. And that Starport just almost done, man. That was so critical by Flash. Flash did a very, very nice job of picking off that that SCV that was building that Starport, and now 2 Starports going in the base of Bogus. He canceled the one that was forward, and that factory, as we see, is being sieged. There's some players that you can see reach at the far right for KT Rolster, not Air Force Ace like I said before. And this Vulture doing a little bit of damage, but really Bogus needs to kind of block it off. He can't let that Vulture get in the base and do some harassment. He is losing a ton of mining time, as well as a few SCVs in the process. 2 tanks out for Bogus. He's going to be able to clean this up, but Bogus losing about 3 or 4 SCVs, and all those SCVs were not mining at the time. We see an armory for Flash as well as a Goliath, and the KT team is clapping. They think that that is a good reaction to what he saw from Bogus, and I think it is as well. Goliath is very, very viable versus a double Starport build, which can only mean Wraiths, and it's very, very good against that. Goliaths are not as mobile, though, so he's going to have to keep a fair amount of Goliaths in and around his base, or build a missile turret, which would force him to build an engineering bay, which is not really what he wants to do if he's going to go for mech play at this point in the game. 2 tanks and a Wraith out for Bogus. It looks like he's getting another factory as well, having to lift off both of his production buildings at that southern position because they were getting sieged on by the siege tanks and by the Marines. Flash picking up his second base. Bogus has not yet done so. And so this might be game. Flash might be able to come back from this, not really being too far behind at any point in the game, but now he has way more superior ground forces, and in the very near future he's going to have another base, which is going to be terrible for Bogus. 2 Wraiths doing a little bit of damage, able to micro against those Marines fairly effectively. We see an Academy going up as well because he needs that comsat. He's going to put comsats at both of his bases. He needs the comsat for the Wraiths. The Wraiths are going to have a small point in time possibly to where there's going to be no detection, and that's when Bogus needs to strike. He needs to go all in, pulling 3 SCVs, or 4 SCVs actually, off the line to repair those Wraiths. Those Wraiths are just so important. He needs to keep those alive. There is a Goliath in the mix, but Flash pushing in at the front, sieging up his tanks in the best point possible. Flash looking very confident at this point. Wraiths going in to attack that tank at the southern position there, and only 2 tanks and a Wraith now out. Well, I guess 3 Wraiths now out for Bogus. Bogus pulling SCVs, but he might be able to clean this up. Not really going to be enough to defeat Flash in the long run, though, because even if he cleans up this attack, Flash is going to be at 2 bases way before Bogus is. As long as Flash keeps macroing up some Goliaths, which I don't know if it looks like he is. He's probably researching charm boosters at this time. Has 1 Goliath in the mix. This barracks is going to get picked off. Well, no, it doesn't get picked off. He didn't really commit. Probably could take out that Goliath if he really wanted to. Is going to be able to take out the barracks finally. We have both machine shops spinning for Bogus, which could possibly be Siege Tech and Vulture Mines, I'm guessing. He doesn't have Vulture Speed either, so really could go for either one. I think it's going to be Vulture Mines, though. Obviously, Siege Tech is being researched as well. Don't know exactly why he would go for Charm Boosters, because Flash has no air at the moment. And right now, Bogus has good map control. He's going to be able to control the map with those Wraiths as they are so mobile. Looks like he's not even thinking about picking up another base for the time. That might be an SCV going out to that position, but no, it's just more ground forces, and he's going to kind of go for an all-in here while Flash is picking up his second base. But I think that base is already up and running for Flash, which it is, and so he's going to be able to defend it fairly easily. I don't know about this. This is pretty much an all-in attack because Flash is going to be at 2 bases way longer than Bogus is. I don't even think that Bogus has made a command center yet. So he's going all in. He's bringing SCVs along with his army. And this is pretty much an all-in attack. Here he comes with those cloaked wraiths. Don't know if Flash has Comsat. He does Comsats. And Flash is definitely going to be able to take care of this. I'm assuming a GG anytime soon. Bogus not really able to do it. And there's the GG. So KT Rolster barely squeezing out a win versus STX. I really think that they should have put Flash a little bit sooner. But maybe they're trying to conserve him. Maybe they're trying to do what Hwaseng Oz is not. And conserve their best player, unlike Hwaseng Oz, who's just playing Jaedong like crazy. And they really are kind of forced to, because KT has a much better lineup, in my opinion, than Hwaseng Oz. Anyway, that's the game, guys, and if you like this cast, please subscribe, please give me a like, and comment below. KT Rolster over STX Seoul. Lates.